surround yourself with greatness. And this can be done in a couple different ways, but A, play with, write with, be around people who are better than you. I started my own band. I started it with my friends, and we, started doing our thing. More and more, though, I realized, wow, I've got to choose people who are great, who are amazing at what they do. They're going to raise my level of professionalism. They're going to raise my bar of what's acceptable for, either a solo situation or just a performance situation, just all around excellence. A great example is one of the first bands that I played in was Bobby Lyle's band. And I was about 22 at the time, but Bobby's band, they had been around. I mean, he made up his band of all these guys. They were in their 50s at the time. Al McKay from Earth, Wind and Fire, Alphonso Johnson from Weather Report, Ricky Lawson from Michael Jackson's band, and so many others. But these guys, they showed me the ropes. And, they would show me how to prepare for a concert, how to make sure that, I was where I needed to be, how to write out a chart so that everyone knew, who was taking the next solo, who was doing what, where. I mean, write it out right. Don't kind of make things gray area. Make sure you, know what you're doing. And they taught me a lot, just by surrounding myself with that greatness, just from being in Bobby's band, it taught me a lot. The other way to surround yourself with greatness is to make great friends and keep them close. I kind of learned from Adam Sandler early on. I was in his band for a while. I did a tour with him and did one of his records with him. But when I met him, all his pals lived in the same house. It was amazing. I mean, it was just going over, and it was all these guys living in this house, and they were, sitting around writing material for his next record, thinking of ideas for the next movie. They just kind of lived and breathed as this unit, and they were all friends. And, Adam Sandler was the star, but he used all his pals from college to surround him and kind of build his whole empire. I thought that was genius, because not only do you get to create your own world, but you get to be with your friends. So for the first 4 albums, I had my best friend from college produce them. All the songs I wrote for most of my records are with my friends. We'll get together, we'll do pancakes and bacon, crack a few jokes, and get together and write some songs. It's a great way to create your own world. It's nice. You don't have to be anything you aren't, and you're making great music and having a good time. Number 5, do what you do and work hard at it. Be good at it. Lots of people ask, well, how do you get to a certain point in the music business? How do you get to, be a solo artist? How do you get to be successful? It's by doing what you do. It's not rocket science. You can serve food all day and pay the rent, but it's not getting you to be where you want to be. It's all about putting yourself out there. I've got a great example. When I was a kid, I wanted to be in the jazz band. I thought all the cool kids were in the rock bands and the jazz bands, but mostly at my school, it was symphonic all the way, which was not where I wanted to be. So I thought, I'm gonna, try for this. They had the Florida All-State Jazz Band. I'm gonna go for this. So I got the music, I rehearsed, I practiced, and a couple weeks later, I put my horn down and I just thought, you know what? There's gonna be guys going out for this audition from everywhere in the state that are just gonna blow me out of the water. I'm not even gonna have a chance. I'm just gonna, throw in the towel here. So I went downstairs and my dad said, you can quit. It's cool, I thought, I don't want to quit. I don't want to be a quitter. All right, I'll go audition. So I went, I auditioned, and I got the first chair for the alto sax in the Florida All-State Jazz Band. I came home, I'm jumping up and down. I'm like, Dad, I did it. I can't believe I did this. And he sat down very coolly and he goes, you know, sometimes it's not the most talented people that succeed. Sometimes it's just the people who put themselves out there, try, go work for things that succeed. I thought, oh, I get it. So, you know, what great advice to get early on, that sometimes it's just about doing what you do. When I moved to LA, no one wanted to give me a job. You know, I had a degree from one of the best music schools in the world, but you can't just walk into the music business. So I got a job as a waitress. I did my time for a couple months, and I realized I'm not doing what I want to do. You know, no one was hiring me. I was trying to get my band booked in places. I was trying to get, you know, anyone to hire me. Nothing. So I decided I'm quitting my waitressing job. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to do what I do. And I went out on the street on 3rd Street Promenade down in Santa Monica, put my case out there, and I just started playing. And I'd play for hours a day. And my pride was hurt. You know, I'm thinking to myself, what am I doing? You know, people would come up to me, are you homeless? And no, but I'm a saxophone player. Then I'm going to go out here and play. And you know what? It was pretty amazing. It taught me a lot about performance. It taught me, you know, how to play in front of someone crazy, dancing in front of you on the street. And it got me a cool gig that snowballed into a lot of other things. Bobby Lyle walked by and stood there and watched me play and just said, you're really good. I should hire you. He sure enough did. I played on his next record and started touring with him. That snowballed into the next thing, that snowballed into tour after tour after tour, and meeting great musicians along the way. So I say do what you do. And we all have to, you know, have a job or so to pay the rent, but do what you do. It'll eventually pay the rent. Number 6, you're going to meet the same people on the way up as you're going to meet on the way down. So be respectful to them, be nice to them. Don't get caught up in yourself if you get successful. I think it's such a trap that people get into. You get a little taste of success and then you become a diva, and you forget who made you or who helped you along the way, who your friends were and are. I remember having dinner with a great songwriter, Jimmy Webb. Jimmy's sold I don't know how many records with the songs that he's written. And he said to me, if you haven't been down in the music business, then you haven't been in the music business long. I thought, interesting. You know, here's a guy who's made millions of dollars, has a huge house, you know, Grammy Awards, all kinds of accolades, and he's been down. And, you know, you don't get any bigger as a songwriter than Jimmy Webb. So I always keep that in mind and just think, you know, even when you've made it, even when you think you've arrived, you're going to come down at some point. It's not all just going to be riding high. So keep it in mind. I mean, even after I had toured for probably 10 years with different bands, I had played for 60,000 people a night, night after night after night. I came to a point in my career when no one would hire me. I was just, you know, kind of sitting there going, wow, is this it? I thought that once you got a bunch of great gigs and got paid a lot of money and, you know, felt like a rock star, that you were just going to stay that way and the phone was going to keep ringing, but it's not. What do I do? And it was an interesting time for me. I actually called a friend of mine and said, okay, I got to pay the rent. I need a job. Can I just come work in your office or something and just at least pay the rent? And he said, yeah, you want to just start on Monday? I said, yeah, I'll start on Monday. And so I just thought, wow, it's come to this, you know. I've been so successful, and what am I going to do? 2 days later, I got a call from the Backstreet Boys. They needed a percussionist, keyboardist, sax player. They came over to my house. Their producer came over, watched a couple of videos. I was supposed to go on the road Sunday to Belgium for a world tour. And I just thought, okay, I get it. You can be up, you can be down. You can be up, you just have to learn how to ride it out, maybe save a little money, which I didn't do that first time, and kind of keep your head about you. But be nice to the people you meet. They're going to make or break you. The relationships are everything. And the person who referred me to the Backstreet Boys, I bought her flowers. I sent her a postcard from every city. And I think I realized at that point, oh my goodness, it's the people around you, it's your friends, it's the people that you work with day in and day out that make you and you make them.